host, Raymond Mutuku, and I'm very happy this wonderful morning to welcome you to this stream. And I'm very happy because it's such a beautiful, beautiful day, and I'm blessed to be here this wonderful morning. It is 19th of February 2026. And and I said one thing that I want to tell you a story that I was the one. I said every day I'll be doing my best to make sure that we have credit, to make sure that there is money to support this channel. Every day I made sure that there's something for you, all right? So I want to tell you a story of something that happened. As I said, every day I will be doing something small for this channel. And I want to tell you a story about how sometimes, being aware of record keeping saved the day. There was one time that I had lost my documents. Welcome. And it's a long story. And I was very, I looked for those documents. I looked for that document everywhere. Everywhere. I couldn't find it. I looked for that document because that document was the one that was supposed to ensure that I get some money out of it. And I looked for it and I looked for it and I looked for it. I couldn't see it that time. I couldn't remember where I kept the document. And I searched for that document for like 2 hours. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do. I looked for it. I tried to look for it everywhere. I couldn't find it. But something told me, like a whisper, go somewhere. Call so-and-so. I said every day I'm going to give you something small. This blue notes is for Kenyan shillings. So at that point of despair, because I'd already given up, because I didn't know where the document was. So I was already counting my losses. But when I had already given up, somebody told me, go to your YouTube. Go to your YouTube. Then I went to my YouTube channel of last year. And I started listening to some of those things that I was saying. And in that process, oh my goodness, it was a lot of money. I had lost a lot of money. I didn't know where it was. I didn't know what to do. I was very, very well. Then somebody just gave me an idea. He said, you know what? Why don't you just relax and go through some of those things you used to say. What did you like back then? I said, oh, what was your project back then? I said, oh, back then I had a project called, what was the code name of your project? I said, the code name of my project was, I called it El Dorado, like, some place of gold. Then he told me, you know what? Go back to that place and start thinking, what were you doing back then? When you were just about to be paid that amount of money. Don't worry, every day, ladies and gentlemen, I said every day I'll give you some, make sure that there's credit. So I had looked for that document the whole night. I couldn't find it. But you see, sometimes, storing your documents, in terms of ideas in terms of, really, really, really my rescue. If you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment. Tell me where you're watching me from. Where were we? Where were we? You see, sometimes somebody was asking me, where were you at that particular time? The beauty part is that I was streaming. Sometimes the fact that you're streaming can come to your rescue because you have an alibi already. Somebody would ask you, at this particular time in the year 2024, what were you doing? And that is the importance, ladies and gentlemen, of streaming. Because if you stream, I just say, okay, let me just go and check my YouTube channel. Let me go and check my channel, because probably I was streaming. And that is how I was able to keep my memory. That is how I was able to store some of these good ideas. Because I remember I said that, you see, ladies and gentlemen, you need to know that people forget. People forget. In a period of time, you forget those good ideas you had. You forget your goals. You forget, there's a, in a period of time, people tend to forget. Your mind, that's how the mind works. People think that the mind does not forget, but, people forget. And the beauty part of I want to explain something why we are streaming, because I know people are wondering, why are you streaming? Don't you have something better to do? Where were you? And what were you thinking back then? Such questions. I want to answer them genuinely. I said every day, I'm going to give you something small for this channel, so that we can grow this channel. So let me tell you something. That is how I came to find what I was looking for, because I was very, very stranded. I didn't know what to do. I was looking for that document. I was looking for that the beauty part of it. The beauty part of it. I had already made that clue. I'd left a clue in my YouTube channel. So in that process, I thank God. That's why I thank God every day for streaming. In that process, because you can tell somebody, oh, by the way, I want us to do ABCD and this tomorrow. So then when you go back to your YouTube channel, you remember some of the things you were saying. Are we together? So you have a document to help you locate something that you are looking for. Are we together? So as I said, when sometimes people ask me, what is your plan for 2024, or what is it that you want to achieve? I want to achieve A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So for me, and that is that is why I like streaming, is that if I need to go and check some of our plans, the best place to go and check, ladies and gentlemen, is in my YouTube channel. Because I was, every time, people have ideas, people have, very good ideas. I came to realize that people have very good ideas, but in the course of time, because of the pressures that people usually have, people tend to forget. So you had this idea, you say, oh, I had this idea back then. I had this idea was mine. But you shared that idea, somebody took it, went and made it, better. And then you meet later, they say, I actually applied your idea. I liked your idea, you helped me. I applied your idea in one place and I made money out of it. So somebody says, and how did you do it? I said, you remember that idea you gave me? Yes. I took it and I used it well. So, that is how, ladies and gentlemen, you can use YouTube or this something called cloud computing to store information for others, not just for you, but also for others. 10 years down the line, you will come to this channel. You will remember what I told you. Yeah, sometimes, that is the beauty part of going to the YouTube channel, because some of those good ideas, I store them here, and I can tell you stories, of what I did. I said every day I'm going to put some credit for you. Every day we'll have something, I'll have credits. This is just 200 and 200. I'll put this credit for you, don't worry. This is for this channel. So that is how, ladies and gentlemen, that is how I was able to do what? To store information. That is how I was able to know who said what when. Already I have my own files. So even it's not just a question of it is indeed it in itself, it is office files. You can come here, 10 years later, you can ask this channel, what was he talking about back then? What was he thinking about back then? What was his goals back then? And that is how, my dear brothers and sisters, that is how, if you ask me why I'm streaming, why I'm doing this. And also remember, this time I said that we have a project. Some of these projects that we have, the best way to store my goals, it's like a diary. The best way to store the goals, the best way to interact with also my friends. Sometimes I'm not available. Sometimes when I check my phone, I find that somebody tried to call me, but I was not available. So, sometimes, trying to look for somebody manually is very difficult. So the best way to do, just please kindly, my dear friends, come to this channel. Sometimes maybe I've left some clues for you. Maybe I've left some ideas for you to think, and that is how we're going to do it. Okay. I have friends who are not in Kenya, the people who are abroad. That is how we're going to do business. All right. So please understand, the complexities of our, because of some of the things that are, etc., etc. Any questions up to there? Any questions up to there? If you're new to this channel, that is why, if you ask me why I am streaming, I'll give you a very good reason why. I'll give you a very, very good reason why. Because sometimes, let me even have some. In fact, I'd even forgot to eat supper. I'm eating supper right now. It's 4. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is why I usually like going live to talk to my dear brothers and sisters. It's not because, exactly, that is what I'm trying to tell you. You can imagine I'm eating my dinner at 4. It's now 5. That's when I'm eating. And by the way, Ramadan, how do you say it? It's Ramadan Kareem, or how do you say it to my Muslim brothers and sisters? I know you guys are fasting. I wish you the best during this month of Ramadan. Okay, I know it's day 1 of Ramadan. I wish you all the best. So, as I said, right now I want to. So I was telling you guys, sometimes you can forget a document and something that is very important. That is why it's always good to save that piece of information somewhere safe, somewhere that you cannot forget. Okay? Yes, you save that piece of information. If you have that good idea, save it. You not use it. You don't know when you're going to use it. Maybe you'll use it 2 years or 3 years down the line, and you will thank me for that particular idea. Any questions up to there? If you are new to this channel, subscribe and comment. And I'm very, very happy to be here. You see, now I want to tell you a story. Now imagine I'm streaming, and not only streaming, I also missed church. The weekly service, so I will be listening to the pastor as I'm eating. I want to listen out to my pastor because there was a teaching something, and I missed church, so I will be listening to that. I usually don't like missing the service. Any questions up to there? If you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment. I can see even live, by the way, for your information. In Mecca right now, I can see guys are watching. It's live. They're saving. It's called. I can see people in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. They're going to where? All right. I can see it's live. Even those who are fasting. Any questions after that? Let me start. Let me eat. Welcome. I'm eating my supper. Any questions up today? You can ask me your questions. Be very happy if you ask me your questions. Any questions? You can ask me your questions. Any questions up to there? If you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment. You know, I want to welcome you to this channel. Please subscribe to my channel. You know, any questions up to there? If you're new to this channel, subscribe. Any questions up to there? If you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment. I am very happy to be here. Any questions after that? I think you know. Do you know that even the Ramadan of this year is being streamed live? Very interesting to see in Tahajjud. Any questions up to that? I'm blessed this morning. Any questions up to there? You're free to subscribe and comment. Tell me where you're watching me from. I'll be very happy to be here. Kindly subscribe to this channel. You know, I'll be very happy. I'll be very happy. You know, welcome, 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 welcome. I'm trying to any questions after that? You know, as I said, right now, can I surprise you? I am watching the stream of the first. It's in Mecca. It's live, and I can see it's in Dubai. I think it's in Dubai. And I'm watching these guys. They're going around the, you know, it's Ramadan now. You can see, it's very, very interesting to watch what they're doing. It's live. I don't know whether there's a, I think, okay, because this, I will not put the audio, but I think, you know, any questions up today, you can ask me your questions, and I'm very, very happy to be here this wonderful, wonderful time. Any questions up there? If you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment. Tell me where you're watching me from. Any questions? Tell me where you're watching me from. Tell me where you're watching me from. Wow. Tell me where you're watching me from. I'm just, I didn't even eat my dinner. That's when I'm eating my supper. As I was telling you, my brothers and sisters, the importance of streaming is that it helps you to store your information. All right? It helps you to remember some stuff. You know, it helps you to, you know, the brain in itself, how we are created. You know, human beings, you know, we tend to forget a lot. You know, you can have a good idea, but because of the anxieties of life, you tend to forget, and that is normal. People tend to forget. You know, when you tend to forget, it means that you have forgotten, you know, a lot of information that is valuable, that can help you. And so and that the beauty part of streaming is that because I remember yesterday somebody called me at around 9. I was like, what? I had already forgotten what we had already planned. So um, as I've said, because of human limitations, we have human, we are human, and we have limitations. We are not 100%. Our brain tends to sometimes go to sleep early, or sometimes you just don't want to reason, you're tired, because of so many reasons that God knows. That is why sometimes that is why I usually come to this channel, and if I want to remember something that I said, or maybe if I want to have an alibi of what I said, I will just come here and remind you guys what I said. Any questions up to that? Feel free to subscribe and comment. Feel free to tell me where you're watching me from. Tell me where you're watching me from. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, and the beauty part is that I was telling people that we just have 60 days to read the scripture. It's 19th. I have 10 days to go. I'm in the book of Esther. And I'm like, what? Sometimes, time can, we have goals, but sometimes time it's a race against time. And, we don't have really the luxury of time. And I want us to remember that time is the one. You see, you can want something, but time tends to pull you away. Are we together? Time is the one that is the enemy. I'm not the enemy. Nobody is the enemy, but time is something that comes and it pulls people away from each other. It pulls people away, and it's not my desire. Sometimes I'm overwhelmed because of the constraints of time. All right. So it's always best if we work with sometimes I always tell my friends that time, when we started our friendship, we used to give each other a lot of time. Like we give each other 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. But you see, in the course of time that we used to spend together as friends, it reduces. It doesn't expand. It just reduces. Okay. So, my friends started, complaining that I'm not available. They started saying ignoring them, but the fact is that because of ABCD, there are a few projects that I was doing. All right. Any questions up to there? You can ask me a question. Take this time to ask me your questions. Take this time to ask me a question, because you look for that time and Take this opportunity to ask me your questions. Take this opportunity to question me. Take this opportunity. I was I usually tell people, do things while you have, while your mind is still fresh, while your mind is ready to learn, because in time there's a time that comes and you you know join us, join in every morning. Mm-hmm. Any questions? And asking your questions. Any questions up to there? Any questions up to there? Mm-hmm. Any questions up to there? If you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment. You know, I'll be checking Pakistan. I want to see what they're doing in Islamabad. I'll be going to YouTube to check what they're doing, because that's the beauty of streaming. I want to see what they're doing in Islamabad. You know, I want to see what they're doing in Islamabad. Let me see what they're doing in Islamabad. Live. Any questions? I can see. Let me check. Let me just check what they're doing. I hope that. Any questions after that? You can ask me more questions. Up to there. Any questions? Any questions? You can ask me your questions. I'm happy to respond to you. At least we have just I think, I don't know whether I have 1 hour. I can stream for just 1 hour before I go. Yeah, I just have 1 hour, and yeah, you can join me every morning, maybe if you find the time, or in the evening. Any questions? You can ask me your questions. I'll be more than happy to meet you. All right. Welcome. It's 5:20 in the morning. Tell me where you're watching me from. Tell me where you're watching me from. I'll be very happy Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Tell me where you're watching me from. Mm-hmm. Any questions up to there? If you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment, and I'll be very, very happy this morning to hear from you. Mm-hmm. Tell me where you're watching me from, my dear brothers and sisters. We are live, and I'm happy that we are live in your life. Tell me where you're watching me from, which is the start of the fasting. Muslims are fasting for 1 month, I think, and I've just been watching, the stream from Makkah right now. I'm watching such a, it's very interesting. I wish you people would go to YouTube and check. It's a very, very interesting. 5 a.m. they're all there in the kingdom of Saudi Arabia. You can see thousands upon thousands. They're going around. It's called Tarawih. It's called Tarawih. Mm-hmm. They're going around. You know. It's very interesting how I'm just watching it. They're going round and round. It's such a wonderful place. These people are blessed with oil. Blessed with oil. Like I want to watch Doha. Doha, whether it's Qatar or Doha. Doha live. I want to go and check what is happening in Doha. How they're, starting their fast. I don't know. But it's very interesting to watch what they're doing. Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. The places are packed in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Mm-hmm. Any questions up to there? Any questions up to there? If you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment. Tell me where you're watching me from. I said that every day we'll be here streaming at 5 or 4 in the morning, and I will be, letting you know, what's happening, and that way we're going to store information that maybe can be useful to you sometime later in the future. Maybe that information can be useful to your daughter, your son, a few years later. So whatever we are doing right now is not in vain, but we are setting, us continue with our stream, and I'm very happy this morning to be here. It is 19th of February 2023. Sorry, 2023, 2026. Sorry about that. If you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment. Tell me where you're watching me from. I am blessed to be here this wonderful day. I said every day. Make sure that we'll have, I'll be putting some credit for you guys to so that we can have some money for us to read the scripture. Any questions up to there? If you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment. Any questions? Any questions up to there? I said every day I will be putting something small for this channel so that every day we'll have credit. This is for load it to so that we can continue tomorrow in this channel. All right, so don't worry, every day I'll be putting something small for this channel, and I know that God is going to do exceedingly abundantly above all that we ask or think, through his power that works in us. I remember at the start of this year I was talking about having our own record studio. I know I've talked about it. It is day 40, not day 40, it's day 50 of 20. It's day 50? Yes, it's day 50 of 2026. I know I talked about it. It's still in the pipeline. We are working around the clock to ensure that our channel is online. Our channel will be will soon be, we're just working about the revenue mechanism, about how the idea is there, everything is there, but we have to work out some ways of how to share money, how to share the revenue, how to all these things. It's a whole ball of wax. It's a whole new thing, because I'm not going to do it alone. I'm going to do it with so many people, and because we have to make sure that it's like writing a constitution. We have say, oh, this one is supposed to get this amount of money, this one is supposed to be this kind of partners, this is the amount of money that we expect every week, etc., etc. So it's a process. As long as as long as it's a company with many people, it takes time to make a decision. All right, it takes time to make a decision. All right, that is why we're still, but remember that the idea is there, and I'm very happy that we will not delay. Any questions up to that? If you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment. Tell me where you're watching me from. Any questions? Any questions up to there? Any questions up to there? Any questions? If you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment. Any questions up to there? Any questions? You can ask me questions. Before, it's 5:33 Kenyan time. You can ask me your questions, I will answer you in no time. Yes, sir. Yes. Any questions up to there? You know. You know. Any questions up to there? Any questions up to there? Very happy if you any questions up to there? You can see right now there's 17,000 people watching the fast there's so many people watching right now. Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? Any questions out there? If you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment. Right now that around 17,000 people around the world watching the stream in I think in Doha or something. There are 24,000 people watching right now. It's phenomenal in its own way. It's phenomenal because I'm also seeing the numbers are going up. Guys are just it's called Taraweh, from Makkah. The whole world is now focusing on Makkah. It's a beautiful thing to watch. If you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment. Tell me where you're watching me from. Any questions up to there? Any questions up to there? Any questions up to there? Well, one thing that I've come to notice is that any questions? Any questions up to there? Any questions up to there? Today, I don't want to read right now. I'm feeling, not feeling. I mean, I'm just. I just want to relax and watch what people are doing. I don't want to read. Not I don't want to read. No, I'm just I want to relax for a while. You know, I'm a bit tired. So tonight we'll just be chilling. I want to see what they are doing first before I move, because maybe, just maybe, because we are streaming, we can get something out. We can learn something out of the whole idea of guys watching the Tarawih in in I think it's Dubai or something. Yeah. Oh, it's this place is magnificent. You can see, you know. Can I show you? Can I show you what I'm watching? But it's very magnificent. You can see uh, the place, the way they've built their places of worship is amazing. Amazing. It's a huge place, like a stadium. Thousands upon thousands of people, just streaming in, to start, their whole month of Ramadan. Any questions up to there? If you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment. Tell me where you're watching me from. Any questions? Any questions up to there? Wow. I'm just thinking, how much money did they spend to build this place? How much money? How much money did they spend? Wow, they spend a lot of money. I'm sure they spend a lot of money to build that that place in Saudi. Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? Around 5:40 Kenyan time. But I know that in a short period of time, this account will be able to grow, and this account will be able to become what it was to become. Any questions up to there? Any questions? You can ask me your questions. Any questions? You can ask me your questions. You can ask me, ask me questions. It's around 5:40 Kenyan time. I'm just watching what they're doing in Dubai. I think it's in Dubai or something, or Saudi Arabia. And you can see that the numbers are astronomical. In fact, I delayed this stream because I wanted it to coincide with what is happening at the Tarawih in Dubai. I just wanted to see what they're doing in Dubai, and I will tell you exactly what I'm seeing. I don't know about Cairo. Also, Cairo is it's a place in you want to hear the music, the prayers, but you see this is in Arabic. I don't know if we you see it. So I'm watching, as I said, I'm watching the Ramadan it's called the Tarawih in Dubai. Then later on, I will check what is happening in Egypt. I think in Cairo. I won't see it live. If there's a live stream, I don't know. I'm sure around the world, this time, the reason why, we are able to watch whatever is happening in Dubai is because we are in the same time zone. That it's 5 o'clock in Dubai, so I think it's also around 5 in Cairo, stuff like that. Right? I think it's just about that time that the people are watching. People are watching. Any questions after that? If you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment. Tell me where you're watching it from. Any questions? I don't know. I'm watching. You see, it's a very interesting stuff to watch because yes, Earth live in. I think it's in Jerusalem. Let's watch. It's also live in Jerusalem. It's let me see. Also in Jerusalem, you can see, it's live. It's called Earthcam, which is live in Jerusalem. I'm also watching Makkah and stuff like that. Any questions over there? Any questions up to there? I'm watching. Let me hear what they're saying about Egypt.
Don't trust anyone. Everyone wants your money. You'll never want to come back. So terrorism, particularly targeted towards tourists, is affecting the tourism sector in Egypt.
The Egyptian government has been working hard to revitalize Egypt's tourism brand.
If you spend a few minutes online, it's the one place tourists all agree they'll never return to.
Sarah, we're on honeymoon. We won't forget it.
But something doesn't add up. If Egypt is truly this terrible, how has it remained one of the world's top tourist destinations for centuries? I am so nervous traveling by myself for like the first time, and I've just heard so many horror stories about Egypt and scammers and people. I need to dig a little deeper, so I'm doing what no other traveler does. Spending 100 hours in Egypt, going beyond the tourist traps, venturing inside the homes of locals, including people many would consider the very scammers tourists are warned about. If I could meet the people face to face, I could better understand them and find out if Egypt deserves the reputation of the scam capital of the world. After landing in Cairo by my friends, Sam, who's an Egyptologist, and Adam, who's my local friend from Egypt. Let's go! Taking my first steps into the country, I had a mix of nervousness and excitement. And the first thing I noticed was just how chaotic Cairo really is. They're on the back of the car! There's people just on the back of the car!
You haven't seen nothing yet.
Thank you. It's my house. Good night. Good morning.
Good morning, or as we say, sabah khair.
Yeah, oh, sabah al-noor. My first morning in Cairo, I was already having my preconceived ideas about Egypt directly questioned. You've got a female driver.
Yeah.
Getting a female driver in Egypt is practically unheard of. In a conservative country where women are often expected to take on traditional roles, a woman working for a rideshare is extremely rare. As she drove us, I took the chance to ask about her life as a woman in Egypt.
So your name is Ahlam? Son? Which means dreams.
She opened up sharing the circumstances that had her backed into a corner. She is going through a divorce, and she said that's very, very hard. The culture doesn't make it easy here, but she's all alone and she's doing what she can to provide for her kids. That's why she's doing driving. So we've just stopped by this butchery. We're going to pick up some meat for some kufta. But we're going to get her some meat as well as a little gift.
One for us, one for her.
Shukran. Salam alaikum. Thank you. Shukran.
So welcome to this channel. Let's continue. Tell me where you're watching me from. Tell me where you're watching me from. It's 5:48 Kenyan time, and I'm enjoying, you know, this place. All right. Ooh, I don't know. Maybe tell me where you're watching me from. I'll be very happy if you. It's the beginning of Ramadan. I was just watching, some, how what they were doing. Just watching them. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Very interesting. Tell me where you're watching me from. Welcome to this channel. I'm happy to be here. Very happy to be here. Tell me where you're watching me from. I'm very happy this morning. Subscribe, comment. Where you're watching me from. Ooh, this is great. This is great. So you can imagine, let me just give you some of the facts. You need to know, there are 2 billion Muslims around the world. So Ramadan by itself is a very huge, it's very, very huge in their, the countries like Indonesia, countries like, Pakistan. They have so many people, who are Muslims, and they're celebrating, not celebrating, but it's you can imagine 2 billion people around the world. In Africa, more than 500 million in Africa. Starting with the most populous, like in a place called, like in Nigeria. There's so many Muslims. Cairo, West Africa, around the Sahara. There are more than 500 million, Muslims in Africa alone. So, 53.7 of Africa's, population is Muslim. So it's a big deal. It's a big deal here in Africa. Like, I'll just give it down you the facts for you to know. In Egypt, there are around 90 million. In Nigeria, there are 100 million. In Algeria, there are 44 to 46 million. In Morocco, there are over 35 million. In Niger, Mali, there's so many around Africa. Not in Kenya, maybe 30% of our population is Muslim, and they're celebrating, they're fasting for this month. This is the holy month of Ramadan, And some people don't know, well, what's the significance of Ramadan? I even don't know. I don't know. That's why I also want us to. So what do they celebrate? What do they celebrate of Ramadan? Let's just look for that information so that we can know exactly what they want. It's a sacred time for. It's the 9th month of the Muslim calendar. It's one of the most sacred times for Muslims. It is the month in which it is believed that the Holy Quran was sent down from heaven as a guidance for men and women, and a declaration of direction and a means of. So it is this month that the Quran was given to mankind, according to so what is the why do they fast? It's just a question of obedience, and they usually fast for self-discipline. It's a special gate, and that's very important. It's a special gate for paradise. So that is why they are fasting. It's fasting during Ramadan is the fourth pillar of Islam. Remember, I'm giving you this information as just for your information, and for the purposes of just information. Any questions up there? If you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment. Tell me where you're watching me from. I'll be very happy if you join me every day to this stream. Today I'm not staying for a long time because I also want to go somewhere. But I really enjoyed my time today. We just stream for only 1 hour only. Sometimes that 1 hour is usually, if you use it well, it's even better than streaming for hours and hours and hours. Sometimes any questions? Any questions? Any questions up to there? Any questions up to there? You can ask me your questions. Take this advantage and ask me your questions. I'll be very happy to answer your questions. Ask me your questions. In fact, I'm watching, what they're doing in. It's being streamed live. It's amazing. If you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment. Tell me where you're watching me from. Welcome to this channel. Tell me where you're watching me from. Tell me. Tell me. Tell me. Ooh. Any questions? Any questions? I'll be very happy to read with you. Midweek. Let me see.
The future of infrastructure is not foreign. It's domestic,
maximum cavity protection. Formula boosted with calcium for 24-hour cavity defense.
Unafungua kinywa chako, unamwambia uinuliwe maisha.
Any questions?
I made it through. And I don't know how I made it. One thing I know, Jehovah took it over. That is how I know I made it. Sasa when a transformation, somebody say transformation. By the renewal of your mind, you have to focus on Him. There's a single song who sings and says, we cover until we are whole. We cover what is covered. Behold, we behold, we cover until we are whole. You look until you are whole. Somebody say amen. Maisha ya kweli wachana nayo. Geukia mtu mwambie wachana na maisha ya kweli. Na ninakuombea katika jina la Yesu Kristo, uanze kuwa excited na zile vitu Mungu anataka kuwa excited nazo. Because hiki tunakwambia ya kwamba weke kabisa wajua maisha na maanishaji kwa siku yako yote mwezi wa mzima na hakuna wakati there's a day and that's when you think and the Bible says that in the beginning was the and the word was with and the word was. So if you're thinking about what are you thinking about?
Okay, I need to go. Any questions after that? Any questions? I need to go right now. You can ask me your questions. I will be able to. Any questions? Any questions? Said every day I'm going to do something small for this channel. So we'll have credit. I said every day I'll put something small for you so that you can have, we can all be on the same page. All right, that we can all be on the same page. All right. Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? If you're new to this channel, all right. If you have no any other questions, it's arrivederci.